So FEMA, as we continue our breaking news coverage today, says at least 26,000 people already have applied for federal assistance. Those who lost their homes in California trying to figure out what they're going to do next. We have the California State Senator Ben Allen back with us, chairs the Environmental Quality Committee, served as president of the Board of Education for Santa Monica and Malibu Unified School District as well. Welcome back, State Senator. I'm going to add to that we've heard from the Speaker of the House today, Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Republican Mike Johnson, who says that there, quote, should probably be conditions on disaster aid for the state of California. Here's a longer quote. It does come down to leadership, he says. It appears to us the state and local leaders were derelict in their duty in many respects. We had a Republican congressman on our show a few minutes ago basically said something similar. What would you say?
Oh my gosh. I mean, listen, when there were terrible storms in the South, along the Gulf Coast, I wasn't opposing federal support or saying that, you know, it's their fault for not having better planning for those disasters or better land use decisions or not taking climate change more seriously. I mean, listen, reasonable conditions, I'm happy to have that conversation. I mean, obviously we want to do everything we can to prevent this from ever happening again. And that should be a really important part of our planning and our recovery process. So if that's what he's talking about, then fine, of course. We don't ever want to see this happen again to our residents. But I also think we have to remember that we have provided robust assistance to people all over the country. Nearly every disaster could at least be mitigated, certainly not avoided, but mitigated in one form or another. And I just ask people who represent other parts of the country to have their own natural disasters to please remember that. We've always been very supportive of your efforts to recover and have supported federal funding for your parts of the country. And I hope you'd extend that same courtesy to us. Right.
So if the condition was something like, oh, we want to have conversations in the future or have some sort of a panel look into what could be done to prevent this, that you're okay with. But you're saying they shouldn't. But generally speaking, your point sounds to me is like, all right, we need help. We've helped everybody else. No conditions for us.
Listen, it's not unreasonable to ask questions about what happened,
right,
and to make sure that we move forward in a way that will make this less likely. That's not unreasonable. But we do need help, and we need it now. And so, I mean, let's work reasonably together to get the support to our fellow Americans that need that help. And yes, let's work together to make sure that we do everything we can to make this kind of disaster much less likely in the future.
I'll tell you what, in the short term, good luck tonight. I know that wind is supposed to pick up again. We've been talking about it already, apparently, in the hills has started to pick up, but tonight and tomorrow morning looks like a real issue. Thanks for coming on with us so many times, and we'll follow up. Hope the night is okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.